Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I hope we are all on the same page on this regard, that I'm providing very, very crucial, very, very important civil justice for myself. And it's a multitasking is the wisdom. With that said, I'll quickly read through the session so that you all, civil justice sign off session, so that you all will be aware of what exactly the civil justice is all about. Okay. This is a very deadliest crime USA provided and all nations provided, and that is a live proof that entire divorce processing provided by USA and all nations for past 500 years in 2019, 2020, 2021, everything's wrong. Okay. So human operation system injury can be classified in three types. One is part A is external organs physical injury, and part B is internal organs injury, and part C is emotions and feelings injury, for each emotion measured in units of feelings. So disability means not able, disease means not at ease or discomfort. Okay, so this is you need to know this for your birthrights. Sadly, the reality is nations and governments, they never bother to educate this basic wisdom to the population, because they wanted population to be always on the foolish mode, so that when the population are foolish mode, then they can get tax revenue out of it. Got it? Now, what is a crime as of today? When there is never brain nerves tortured with enforced pain infliction law, there is never emotional wastage law, when there is never feelings wastage law, when there is never human operating system external organs injury law, when there is never internal organs injury law, as in respiratory system wastage law, never having nervous system wastage law, never having reproductive system wastage law, never having muscle system wastage law, never having bones wastage law, never having cells wastage law, never having enzymes wastage law, never having hormones wastage law, never having oxygen wastage law, never having sperm wastage law, never having ovum wastage law, never having biological mom's umbilical cord wastage law, never having placenta wastage law, never having water content in the womb wastage law, never having labor pain wastage law, never having menstruation life cycle of women wastage law. I missed that's a spelling error for the women, just adjust with it. And there is never menopause wastage law, and there is never breast milk wastage law, and there is never aging factor law, wastage law. Then there is in 27 amendments of USA. So when there is no law, a healthy law in place in 27 amendments of USA, Department of Children and Families, Department of Health Services, Department of Revenue Services, Department of Justice Services, Department of Workforce Divisions can never provide ex parte Holocaust, Nazism, poverty mandate, hell law, code of abuse of Vatican law, and it is crime and proof why divorce law in past 500 years, 2019, 2020, 2021 is wrong, and USA nation must be sealed and shut down for provided wrongful Medicaid, Medicare scandal, and DCF in 50 states of USA must be sealed and shut down for human operating system endangerment in next 1 second for at fault and found guilty USA DCF provided wrongful ex parte process. Okay, so what is the next part of the civil justice? When emotional and feelings wastage Holocaust hell Nazism mandate is signed, healthiest by Department of Health Services of USA in all 50 states, how Department of Health Services signed poison ex parte Holocaust Nazism mandate divorce hell process in 50 states of USA in past 500 years, 2019, 2020, 2021, and why Prostitute Pope Francis, France leader and Sicily Archbishop, co-prince of Andorra, gave Vatican abuse of law handbook to USA, and USA 50 states lawmakers, criminal judges, Supreme Court judges, civil Supreme Court judges, criminal lawyers, civil lawyers, Republican, Democrat, Senate, GOP, Congress, House of Representatives, mayors, governors, presidents, vice presidents provided ex parte tax fraud crime, and year is already 2021. So did education fail humanity, or did humanity fail education? I, Vedapriya Prose, proved root cause for any or all of USA government errors, and I want civil justice as in Holy Bible guidelines only. So civil justices of April 3rd, 2021 is either Pope Francis, the Holy Highness, the God of USA, must say he knows what is human system, or Pope Francis must say he has never ever heard about the word human operating system. Oh, that'd be super fun, isn't it? And it'll be same for President Joe Biden too, and he's a lawyer. So, for the civil justice, Antichrist Pope Francis must resign now, when he never knows, when being a God of USA, when he never knows what is human system, operating system. Antichrist Pope Francis failed in God of USA job, isn't it? So he must resign now, and I, Vedapriya Prose, must be the Vatican leader now. Then 46th President lawyer, Democrat Joe Biden, also never knows what is human operating system. So he should and must resign now, and I, native Indian tribe, owner of USA, must be the interim leader of USA now, because I know what is human system. When 7.9 plus billions of humans don't know what is human system, I only know what is human systems. Don't you all think then I should sign off the job offer with USA government and start leading and guiding the nation's operations worldwide? At fault and found guilty of crimes of Vatican, Department of Children Family Agencies in all 50 states of USA must be sealed and shut down in next 1 second for classified human endangerment and tax fraud crime, and I alone can bail out Department of Children Family Agency of USA. Nobody can. So USA must pay tax-free $1,500,000 trillion to IM in next 1 second, and state of Wisconsin must pay tax-free $500 billion to IM, and USA agency per state times 50 times is $2,500 billion. That is tax-free $2,500 billion. DCF agency of USA must pay to IAM. Then I, Vedapriya Prose, approved Medicaid, Medicare of USA in all 50 states is wrong, and it is crime of at fault found guilty of USA. USA must pay me salary of at least tax-free $1 trillion for I displayed Medicaid and Medicare 500 years, 2019, 2020, 2021 scandal of DHS to USA. So what is the homework assignment for you all? I know you're all waiting for that homework assignment, isn't it? Because, yeah, what to do? I am an annoying, a very strict teacher. Homework assignment for you all is, do you all know for your birthrights, memory wastage law, emotions wastage law, feelings wastage law, those are all comes under the umbrella of emotions only, okay? In law, in Injustice 4, 27 Amendments of USA, created by Prostitute, Antichrist, Roman Catholics, Jesuits, Vatican leader Pope Francis, and DHS to destroy human operating system as per Absolute Monarchs Code of Abuse Law. USA Nation, DCF, Department of Children Families in all 50 states in USA must never even bother to have ex parte Holocaust, Nazism, hell law services created by Vatican, and it is crime. Are you all aware of it or not? Yes or no? Right, when there is never memory wastage law in place, there is never emotions wastage law in place, when there is feelings wastage law in place, when there is internal organs wastage law in place, external organs law wastage in place, how on the earth the USA shamefully even provided the wrongful divorce processing, and how many generations came in and how many generations left? Can Pope Francis go bring all the dead people alive from the divorced population? Yes or no? Or can Pope Francis create a new brain, new memory, new feelings, new set of emotions, new set of oxygen, new set of 206 bones, everything new, and create and give it to all the divorced population who are undergoing through torture of different avatars and versions worldwide? They cannot talk it out. I'm talking for all the entire divorce population, my dear fellow mankind. I said, I sure will get civil justice for entire human kingdom. And I'm not joking. Because I have to first display all this deadliest crime provided by Pope Francis. So he created all this tax fraud crime and he mandated divorce processing to be a poverty mandate creation. And can you all see why the civilians fear to even file for divorce? And they have been enforced to be boiled in the hot oil in an unhealthy, loveless marriage. Because you all know, I already explained the very hierarchy level of this scandal. It is Pope Francis, the prostitute, the Lucifer, the Satan says what? Divorce means sin. And even after divorce, do not get married. That means comes under the adultery. Now tell me, if he says that, at least he should have provided. He is the only who gave the divorce law book to USA for 50 states to torture people. At least he should have sat next to the DOJ or DCF or USA government or president or Senate and must have said, hey, see, I Pope is a hell creator. I only created the divorce processing also. I only created that emotional wastage, everything. Okay. Please do not damage my image, you see, reputation. Tarnish my reputation. Okay, so please add in your government operations to provide memory wastage law and feelings wastage law like that, and provide a cost of at least minimum, very cheapest tax-free $50,000 trillion for the divorced population, and put all this in a billing payment. He should have said that, isn't it? When he's saying he's a god of USA, he's a perfect man, he's a Republica, he's a male gender, so he's a caregiver, he says everything. But what kind of a destruction he done to the humanity? And how many divorced population have to be left out, to be mocked at, to be bullied at by the so-called educated population only. I'm not even addressing, if you are seeing in all my sessions, I've never addressed my education to not educated population, because I am aware the innocent personification are not educated population only. And then non-Christian population are innocent. They don't know what they're doing. Yes, they provide a lot of craps. They live a life of prostitution because that's what the non-Christianity says for a mandate. But then the highest, the deadliest Nazis are, I would say, the Christian populations after all, in the name of God, right? So now I nailed on the forehead of Satan, Pope Francis. I know you are thinking, oh, this lady, she wanted to accuse the Pope Francis, and how on the earth she is handling it. It's a strength given by God, that's all, right? So I kept the knife on the neck of Pope Francis, and I'm tearing Queen Elizabeth to cell by cell, and I'm handcuffed United States of America, and I handcuffed Pope Francis, President Joe Biden, Senate, Congress, GOP, blah, 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 blah. Then Department of Health, as if private sector's scandals not even, there is a long list of public sectors also. So Department of Children, Families, fancy names you see, Department of Justice, Department of Medical Services, Department of Health Services, Department of Justice, Department of Workforce Division. Now tell me, when you all get it, are you getting it? When this law is not in place, that says it all. Why Pope Francis mandated everything in a spider web. Can you all get it? So even the adult population were thinking child marriage is healthiest when it is not. So child marriage comes under the two sub-classification. One is child age getting married, and the other one is sounds like an adult. But still their brain processing and the milestone lagging behind is not ready yet for getting into the marital covenant. So they all come under the child marriage classification only. So when the law is provided in a healthiest way, how healthy processing, how healthy help would have been provided to the population? So who destroyed it? Is it you all? No. Is it me? Never. Is it governments? No. So quarantine, when I'm saying for education, just quarantine. Quarantine all the Republican government on side. Did they provided the scandal? No. Quarantine Democrat government other side. Did they provided the scandal? No. And quarantine all the educated male population on side. Did they created this kind of a scandal? No. Quarantine all the educated women population other side. Did they created the scandal? No. Did children population created this scandal? No. Did adult population created this scandal? No. Did retired population quarantine? All you quarantine everybody. Did retirement population created the scandal? No. Did theologians created this scandal? No. Did educationists, teachers, professors created this kind of a scandal? No. Did engineers, teachers, doctors, lawyers created this kind of a scandal? No. Oh, then, is it true God of true Christianity? Please use your brain and think it over. When true God, took all the way from, you cannot count the dust in the earth, right? And he just took only true God of true Christianity, just took only one dust particle, my dear fellow mankind. And out of that one dust particle, when the God is able to create a human out of it, that's a miracle, right? That's a miracle. So when he spent that much labor to create a man and to create a woman from a man's rib bone, do you think God will even bother to create this kind of a scandal to the humanity? Never, right? Because he created animal kingdom for humans to live in peace. He created plant kingdom for humans to live in peace that passes understanding. He created all the planet earth core elements, right? The gases, the elements like chemicals, right? Like magnesium, zinc, and you go and see in the periodic chart, which I provided in earlier sessions, I think. It's my understanding. Otherwise, you can just still find it online. So that means, why would true God of true Christianity, is he a fool to even create a hell for fellow mankind? No, never, right? The first Bible verse says what? God created heavens and earth. That says it all. So, but then, now trace, you're quarantined everybody. Even true God of true Christianity also you quarantined. Okay, let's bring our hero. Not the Hitler, the other hero, our Jesus Christ, who died on the cross, said, "Forgive, for they don't know what they are doing." Quarantine him. Do you think did he created all this scandal? Do you all think so? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. Okay, so now who's left out? You all got it. It's the absolute monarch scraps, the prostitutes, right? So Queen Elizabeth, one side you quarantine, other side you quarantine Pope Francis. And apart Pope Francis, there are different popes worldwide. You all know that, right? I already educated. Pope in Russia is there, Pope version in Cairo is there, Pope version in Greece is there, Pope version in Asian nations, India, everybody is there. So they are all created to damage and destroy the national operations according to the Pope's code of law. Then you quarantine all the, the foolish, the deadliest, the venomous, the real Nazis are indeed absolute monarchs, the Islam nation leaders, right? They are called as Zionism organization in United States of America, and that is another proof. USA, how innocent, holiest USA nation, the virgin nation, became enslaved to become as a Babylon, Islam nation, Islam, paganism, Zionism, communism nation means. Now we all got it. How this divorce law is made mandate to be scandal. They never had a clue this lady where the prayer will grow up and stand up as a rock anchored in ocean and will fry and will write and will allocate death penalty for each and every single Islam leader, the fake Islam leader, on their backbone. They all will be gone in ashes. Watch and see, because there is more crime for you all in the queue for you all to know. So this particular session says what? When they are providing divorce law processing, United States of American government, federal government and state government, when they are very careful to provide tax fraud crime, tax for this, tax for that, tax for this, then they should have very much clearly must have provided memory wastage law tax code and emotions wastage law tax code, like that, right? Don't you all think then that at least would have helped when the $50,000 trillion for memory wastage law, $50,000 trillion for emotional wastage law, then 50,000 trillions for feelings wastage law, then how many emotions are there? Oh yeah, I'm a worst tax collector, you see. So each emotion measured in per units of feelings means that much emotions should be multiplied by $50,000 trillion. Then 206 bones are there for a civilian. So $50,000 trillion must be multiplied by 206 bones. Then how many enzymes are there? How many hormones are there? Oh yeah, each hormone, each enzyme should be multiplied by $50,000 trillion. Are you seeing USA nation is collapsed in 1 second, and it's written in the Holy Bible, isn't it? So tax agencies will be sealed and shut down forever in USA. Wait, watch and see. So $50,000 trillion for muscle system wastage, then $50,000 trillion multiplied by bones, then $50,000 trillion multiplied by each civilian's genital organs, wastage law. Then $50,000 trillion, how many? There are zillions of sperms, zillions of worms per civilian head count. Oh yeah, each sperm multiplied by $50,000 trillion multiplied by zillions of sperms per civilian. And it's the same thing for ovum means, so that much law wastage compensation must have been provided, right? And then above all, when all these wastages are mandated on the innocent civilians, they have to undergo through emotional torture on their brain nerves. Oh, how many nerves are there? Oh yeah, new nerves are there, their nerves and neurons are there, neurotransmitters are there for each nerve to talk, to the 12 the switchboard for human operating systems of the spinal cord, and 12 brain nerves, cranial nerves, and then neurons. So each nerve and each neuron should be multiplied by $50,000 trillion for the wastages provided. Then the aging factors comes. Whenever there is a stress, when civilians are thrown in a stressful environment, right, in the toxic relationship, it can be of any avatar, okay, and loveless marriage, right, not a divorced people, not a widowed people, and less than dirt, treated to be less than dirt, right? Like that means how much of emotional pain that the civilians have to undergo through. So for each and every single trauma, the torture provided, multiply with tax-free $50,000 trillion means the grand total payment to be paid to the each divorced civilian population who are innocent, right, should be paid. So why Pope Francis, God of USA, never even provided this law? Now can you all see why the Supreme Court judging organizations will be sealed and shut down in next 1 second? And yeah, this is what the prostitution will do. They provided this fooling, and 500 years passed, my dear fellow mankind. Okay, they provided this kind of scandal, right? The 2019 also they could have fixed it. They never bothered to fix it, right? 2020 also passed. Then 2020, we are in 2021. Now tell me, can you all see the software world is panicked one side? Department of Justice is going to be sealed and shut down one side. Department of Workforce Division is going to be sealed and shut down one side. Because they never provided any job code for child marriage population, and how the tax even process even provided, and how the divorce population provided with the memory wastage law. So when there is a memory wastage law written in the 27 amendments clearly, then the divorce processing law would have been provided $50,000 trillion for damages, billing. So when Department of Health Services is able to provide very costly medical billing for surrogate pregnancy and genetic modified stem cells research, and Pfizer and Merck and Bayers and Monsanto and Syngenta for whatever crap they are doing with all the medical drugs with lethal side effects to kill the population in the name of tax. Why they never even bothered to provide memory wastage law, emotions wastage law like that for a divorced population? Why? Now imagine these help is not provided, then the divorce process is mandated to be delayed. In Las Vegas, Sin City, Pope says, the same Pope Francis, the prostitute, who says divorce is a sin, after divorce you should never get married, it comes in the adultery. The same Pope Francis mandated, he is the one who created Las Vegas, Sin City. Even USA presidents never knows that. Got it? Presidents never knows that. And proof is what? Roman province justice organizations, one of the headquarters state is what? State of California, isn't it? That's a proof. What more of a proof do you all want? All in the name of God. And he says what? Holy Mary, Holy Mary, Rosemary, and whatever, that crap, the Lord's Prayer, blah, 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 like that, right? Oh, yeah, you keep working on who am I. I kept the knife on the neck of Pope Francis. He cannot move here left or right. He's frozen. And Queen Elizabeth too, I'm just staring her in cell by cell, and nobody will dare enough to ask me why. When the Department of Health Services is able to provide free loans for the Las Vegas, Sin City casinos like that, at least on a very basic humanitarian consideration, they could have provided the Department of Health Services only. They could have at least asked the Senate, Congress, blah, 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 those prostitutes to even sign up some finance aid to be provided. At least free housing and free vehicle means that emotional torture coming out of that payment, everything will be gone at least. Then they can work on a different pain. When it's a divorce health process. So you all got it, why people fear to file a divorce. Like how civilians fear to go to the dental office. How people fear to go to the hospital. Because they will provide lengthy medical billing. That's a scandal. I nailed on the crime of Department of Health Services, my dear fellow man. They just cannot escape the justice processing. Department of Children and Families will be sealed and shut down any second. Wait, watch and see. Wait, watch and see. How long the scandal has been going on, and why nobody could figure it out. Yes, presidents were able to, they are all very richest people, right? So they never get a chance to get into these public welfare, poverty services. So there's that colonization already provided as a firewall, a shield. So that means on a layman level, all the presidents getting information from Department of Children and Families is wrong. It's mandated to look like good, but it is wrong. Presidents will not have any clue on that. It's the same thing for the Department of Health Services too. Why? So behind the scenes, it is Pope Francis who is keying in, who provides that key for the Department of Health Services to provide all this crap. So I nailed it down, right? Now we all got it. So now this, why these sessions took part by part, out of divorce, it looks one word, simple. It should be the simplest process, right? Whether a civilian is married for 1 second or 1,000 years, regardless of toxic relationship or not, whenever a civilian is running and knocking on the door of the Department of Justice to file for divorce, boom, less than a minute, this divorce sign of closure should be provided. It should not even take more than a minute, right? So why? So that means in order to provide that, everything should be, every processing and every law should be in the place. So now we all got it. Why divorced population are being tortured like a hell worldwide, and their age is gone, their life is mandated to be destroyed, they are mandated to be poverty mode, they are mandated to be orphan mode, they are mandated to be refugee mode, they are mandated to be homeless mode, right? Are they humans? Well, I already proved there are never humans in human kingdom when there are 7.9 plus billions of humans. I already proved there are never doctors, there are never judges, there are never lawyers, there are never teachers yet. I only should step in and guide all the nations. That is so much of pathetic state it is. There is no software solutions architect yet. Apple, Google, Microsoft all must end up in jail because of this crime provided by Vatican. They took the curse on themselves. There's an innocence there. I can just bail them out. That's all I can do from my end for a minimum. Right? Now tell me, what education does a USA government or any nation need that they should have, must have provided memory wastage medical finance compensation in divorce law processing? So whatever is mandated, that is not provided. Whatever is not needed, that is provided. Got it? See, can you see poor Francis, he cunning way, he destroyed even the divorce processing, how it should be provided in a wrongful way. That should never be child custody and placement process. That's a tax fraud crime, tax revenue crime. He provided that. In true Christianity, there is never child custody and never child placement. So that is a proof that he's not a Christian. Okay. Then there is never child tax credit. In true Christianity, there is never tax credit at the first place. Then only we can even think about, tax credit like for child, right? No, there is no tax credit processing in true Christianity alone. So that's another proof, number 2, that why Pope Francis is never a Christian. He's in Islam, Judaism, Zionism, paganism, communism, because they have a very, very unhealthy, filthiest lifestyle. They just hate highest standard of living of true Christianity. They just hate wisdom. They take pride in being fools always, right? So I'm proving it. When there is, then there should never be any child support. There's never child support in true Christianity. And there is never spousal alimony support in true Christianity. So these are all 4 levels of proof that Pope Francis is never a Christian. So again, Pope Francis has to say whether he knows what is Holy Bible, or Pope Francis has to say he don't know what is Holy Bible. I just nailed on the forehead of the Satan. Oh yeah, I can accuse him with whatever accuse words. You're all waiting for that, right? I know. I'm still working on it, man. My fellow mankind, right? It's God-given strength, that's all. He destroyed every single operations. Now this divorce process operations alone, this took this many sessions. Now wait, watch and see how much more crime Department of Children Family provided. And all are trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of crime. And one day it cannot be fixed, everything is broken. Software world is in hot oil. They'll be accusing only President Joe Biden in the heart. Because President Joe Biden, the government got transitioned. So they have to work on everything that's related with the President Trump to be transitioned to the President Joe Biden. That's by that itself, 4 years will be gone. And this crime will be still there. For how long people have to get tortured? You tell me. Not anymore. I'm here, right? I'm born. I'm born to save the world. I am the mouthpiece for entire divorced population who cannot talk. I sure will get medical finance compensation for entire divorced population count by count, because I alone in entire human kingdom is aware the severity level of disability, inversions and avatars enforced on innocent divorced population worldwide. Sadly, they are the ones who are left out to be mocked at and bullied at by educated population only, not aware of they are in a very pathetic state after all. Right? I already said the pathetic population in entire world are only the married population and then followed by widowed population. The divorced population are the wisest. So how Pope Francis brainwash the population's brains to reverse everything and then mock at the innocent divorced population when the people who are in the marital status are only in the pathetic mode. So now what is the question for you all is, go work on how on the earth the Antichrist, the Lucifer, Satan, Pope Francis was meticulously, excellent way able to fool all the educated population. What if that 5% of the educated population, even if at least in one nation figured it out, the root cause, then that fixation would have been provided earlier, right? So what went wrong? What went wrong for the past 500 years? Okay, leave the 500 years. Let's do a track record of 2019 passed, 2020 passed, and we are in 2021. As of this moment, they do not have memory wastage law, emotional wastage law, medical finance compensation in the United States of America. So that means policing wrong. All the white cops who were wearing their uniforms thinking that they are wearing for an excellent noble job, like a teacher's job, like an engineer's job, like a construction worker's job, they were thinking when they're wearing that uniform, they are providing a very excellent public service, not even aware of the scandal of the Vatican. Can you all see how innocent population all got slaughtered? And I've been only saying that white skin cops are all innocent, isn't it? And that's the proof here. There you go. What more of a proof you all want? It is white skin cops must have handcuffed the Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth II, Islam leaders, Israel leaders, Guru Nanak, Dalai Lama, and thrown them on the jail or even on the Vulcan, I would say. See, as a national leader, I will just destroy all the people who destroyed national operations in ashes. I'll say just get out. First get out. There is no time for apologizing or asking for sorry, asking for mercy, asking for grace crap. Just get out. Because can they take the scars or can they take the acid back on their face? How many divorced population are mandated to live with the lifetime scars on their face, with the shameful acid thrown on them? People, when they are mocking, they can mock. It's easy to mock. But if you're going to ask them, hey, you're mocking. Oh, please, can you please take the acid on your face? Can you please take the scars on your face? They'll just back off. Nobody will love to take that, right? So one side Pope Francis, the prostitute, created the lesbians, gays, transgenders, and polygamy population. They're all innocent. Their innocent definition are them only. He created them, and then he also mandated USA to reject all national benefits for those innocent population, one side. Left to be mocked at, poverty creation. Then he also created war crimes with the Swiss army rifle, drugs. He created the war crimes. He is the one who created refugees. He is the one who created the people to run for life from all the nations worldwide, to be slave in USA or other nations, and left to be mocked. Right. Can he take back the mock? Left and right? Per civilian times 7.9 billions of mocking stones. Can he take back? Can Pope Francis take back? Because he is the one who created the mocking disease after all. He is the one who educated the abusive, he is the one who created the abusive people to mock at, bully at. And Queen Elizabeth, as of all the scandals not even, she proudly created Q's words in Oxford Dictionary, made it legal law to be in an education curriculum. So I handcuffed Harvard Law School, Harvard Medical School in one jail cell. And then I threw Oxford University, London in one jail cell. So nobody can mock nobody. Oxford University of London cannot mock at Harvard Law School of USA. They proved they are prostitutes and garbage, isn't it? Now tell me, what education does the USA need? That means software lines of code, missing out software logic is one crime. Then divorce processing law, one important, very important chunk of law processing itself is missing. They missed it out. And as if this is not enough, they wanted to also say, oh, you cannot ask for tax credit. Oh, if the people are, people who divorce with children, then they will provide more scandals. Sub-layer of the tax credit scandal is they have to take turns every year like that. So Pope Francis being a god, he never knows what is a man. He's a man, but he don't know what is a man. That is a crime. He does not have any birthright to say that he don't know what is a man, but he don't know what is a man, so that is a crime, because he's a god of USA. And he don't know what is a woman. Now you keep on working, my dear fellow mankind, on the correct answer. What is the correct difference between Pope Francis versus the entire male population? Okay, I nailed on the crime by crime, right? Here, I'm not joking. It's not a comedy, stand-up comedy. It's not a fun part. I'm displaying the severity level of crime, my dear fellow mankind. Now imagine if only healthy processing of divorce processing is provided. As of today, if they are saying, USA is saying, all nations are saying, oh, criminal law is very good, means as of April 6th of 2021, there should never be any new divorce. How many people are divorcing? Right? How many people are thrown on hot oil just because they want to file divorce? How many people are thrown on hot oil? Mandated to be poverty, mandated to be thrown on the road. Nobody will respect, even your own family members will not respect. Family, friends, colleagues, nobody. So left out to be mocked by one time by the family members, then mocked twice by the family friends members, then mocked thrice by the workplace colleagues members. Means how much of emotional torture the innocent divorce population have to undergo through. Right? So that means, can you all understand? Today, the pathetic state is 1:1, my dear fellow mankind. 1:1. That means per household will have at least one divorced member. It can be immediate family member or a relative or whatnot. So 7.9+ billions of humans is a hierarchy level of the population counting. That's a rough estimate only. I already said we can even say 8 millions. Right? Because few years back I started working, it was 7.9. Now it should be at least more, right? Because the birth rate is to death rate. That's also is a population counting processing. You all aware of it, right? Every single day people die, every single day people are born. Welcome to the earth. So how this scandal has been organized in an organized way, in a legalized way. Like how tobacco is mandated to be legalized. They just removed this important piece of law code and mandated all kind of a hell, and they cracked it down. Pope Francis thought nobody will crack down this loophole, and see, that is why God is always God. Got it? Are you all with me thus far, my dear fellow mankind? Why God is God always? Nobody means Senate must never had a clue that IVATICRIST will crack down on this crime, divorce process law crime. So they all must end up in jail only. Bernie Sanders, Mitt Romney, Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, all must be running to the jail right now, because taking shelter in the jail is a better position for them right now. It's best option for them right now. So tell me, if at all that there is never criminal law, let's imagine. At least that civil law would have provided a healthy processing, because always vices choose civil law. But then sadly, Pope Francis mandated the civil law to be dumb puppets. So whatever they're going to say for a civil law, it's not going to be heard at all. It's been only injustice will be signed. For how long? So I cracked on the crime, right? So when I cracked on this crime, it should be the Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and absolute monarchs, the fake Israel leader, they should only say USA to kill me first. But I still stand tall. At the cost of death, I sure will get civil justice for entire human kingdom, right? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, what would you all have done? So emotional wastage comes for mocking also. Why nobody knew? Mocking and bullying is a leprosy kind of a disease. Why nobody knew that? Why society of educated population, only educated population, that it's okay to mock and bully or body shame fellow mankind and even insult and treat the divorced population less than a dirt or trash? Why? What went wrong? What went wrong in humanity? Did education fail humanity, or did humanity fail education? And I'm addressing to the 5% of the educated population alone. What did the colleges teach? What did the schools teach? Can you all see how everything of the labor went vain because of this deadliest crime provided by Vatican? We cannot deny this crime, isn't it? Nobody can say, oh no, this is not an error, you are cooking it up, no, like that. No, it is an error, it is a defect. It needs to be fixed, right? Why nobody stood up and educated? Means I already educated. Whenever a civilian is going to heal to the sexual immorality, their eyes will be blinded and their wisdom eyes will be gone. Means what? Their innocent eyesight will be gone. That is why the educated population, they were not able to understand why memory wastage law must, medical finance compensation of $50,000 trillion must be provided, because nobody can create new brain for fellow mankind, isn't it? So when people cannot create new brain, what is the best the humans can do? Better do not hurt fellow mankind in any form, that's all. Then that's a very simplest education only. And I already said, keep on saying that. I'm keeping on saying that. Nobody in the earth can teach fellow mankind to love or to hate, my dear fellow mankind. Right? So, but then it is Pope Francis only mandated all this crime. He is the one who created hate, he is the one who created slavery, he is the one who created discrimination, and when those 3 laws are not in place in amendments, how on the earth they would even provided the divorce? Everything is crap, it's proved. So I am displaying all crime in session by session, means each session is a proof of crime of Vatican that needs to be accumulated. It is skyrocketing. It crossed even the Mount Everest height. The Himalayas, the Mount Everest, tallest mountain. It crossed even the crime of Vatican. It crossed even that highest level of mountain, or I would say it reached the galaxy, right? And still more crime cues there that I have to display. So that is why I am asking you all to be patient, right? You all will be glad that you all were patiently listening to me in silence and working on the task. It's all multitasking. One side you all get educated, right? And one side I'm displaying the crime and I'll get the rightful job offer signed off. I will get the salary signed off. I'll get a free affordable housing, free affordable vehicle, all the rightful finance compensation, salary that USA have to give me, right? Long list of salaries pending. USA have to provide me, right? I worked on the Poverty Free Earth end of the year 2030 volunteer project, right? In the spring of 2014 to spring of 2019. And President Trump, Republican admin, is aware of my hard labor I provided, right? And then the Democrat admin, the President Barack Obama admin, right? They know. So, but then there's a salary that needs to be provided for that. So that is what I created the largest ship. One more time I'm repeating. I built the largest ship called ARC, Act of Random Kindness ship, and I gathered 7.9 plus billions of humans in that ship. The entire male, entire animals, entire plants in that ship, and provided God's firewall and quarantined one side, and I blacklisted all the help creators one side. With the God-given wisdom, I cracked on puzzle by puzzle by puzzle by puzzle. Means by fall of 2016, I chopped the head of Pope Francis, right? Because my brain was, who is the poverty creator? Who is the health creator here? Who is the black sheep? Everybody was working on that, but nobody could figure it out. So why the national operations are broken, nobody could figure it out. Here you go, I am proving all the proof. With the life proof, isn't it? So that means even after my death, let's say I'm not getting any civil justice and I'm dying out of stress. Even after my death, I signed the civil justice, and you all my peers, all my entire human kingdom will get the medical finance compensation rightful way, according to the true Christianity guidelines only, right? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, just be aware, civil justice wins always, all the time, and be aware why God is always God, and why God's labor is known only to God. I never knew I will one fine day crack down all this crime, and I will be the God chosen one to step in, lead and guide all the nations in the rightful way by displaying the crime of Vatican. And yes, Pope Francis must resign immediately, because he don't know what is a man, what is a woman. And at least after creating divorce processing scandal for a tax revenue, even with little bit, the tiny bit they say, right? Even with little bit drop of that humanity consideration, he could have said, educated the USA to provided national benefit, everything free for the civil divorce population, because they are same as widow populations only. But the severity of the emotional torture is more for the divorce population than for the widows population. But cunning way, he never provided that, right? So the society looking at the widows is different from looking at the divorce population is different. So always divorce populations are thrown with stones of shame, isn't it? So it's not going to be like that now anymore, because I kept the knife on the neck of Pope Francis. So Pope Francis should say whether he knows what is divorce. Or Pope Francis should say, "Oh, see, I am Pope, I am wearing white burqa, I always say Hail Mary, Rosary Mary, whatever crap, and Lord's Prayer too, and I also wear the white burqa and the cross, and I'm white skin, so look like a god, like that. Oh, I did not have time to know what is divorce when he only created the divorce law handbook and gave to USA. That'd be super fun." So he has to say, Pope Francis has to say, or Queen Elizabeth have to say, or absolute Islam leaders have to say, French leaders and the Sicily archbishops should say they know what is divorce. Or they should say they never heard of divorce. Either ways, they are frozen. I just nailed on the forehead. Now you all keep working on who am I. Okay, that's a very fun task I provided to you all, and just keep working. What exactly is the difference between Pope Francis and total male population? And with that said, yes, this session went long, and you all know whenever there's a overview session, whenever there's a need for me to explain in detail about the crime creation part of it, it takes time, isn't it? So nobody knew. Injury means injury, that's all. So nobody knew if there is an emotional injury, right? When a person mocks at another fellow mankind, that's an emotional injury creation processing life cycle. Right. When a person is accusing other people, then it's an emotional pain infliction creation life cycle processing. But both the mocking service provider and the mocking service taker in the mocking service life cycle disability mandate, both of them are victims of abuse, because it is only because of Pope Francis only the abusive people are created, because he only educated population to mock at the innocent people, right? So Pope Francis should be thrown in the volcano, and the other set of the population should be disciplined in the rightful way and guided in the rightful way. That's all is needed. And I will end the session at this point of time because it's already long session. So this session is all about what? Important piece of law code itself is missed. When important piece of software logic is missed, that is one crime. Imagine important piece of law code missing. I will read that question one more time for you all, okay? Homework assignment for you all. Do you all know for your birthrights, memory wastage law, emotions wastage law, and feelings also comes under the emotional wastage law only. In Injustice for 27 amendments of USA created by Prostitute, Antichrist, Roman Catholics, Jesuits, Vatican leader, Pope Francis, and the Department of Health Services to destroy human operating system. So they are the ones who created that as a healthiest law. As per absolute monarchs code of abuse law. So USA nation, DC, Department of Children and Families in all states in USA must never have EXPARTE, Holocaust, Nazism, hell law created by Vatican, and it is crime. So are you all aware of it? I provided all the proof here. So where on the earth the Department of Children Families or Department of Health Services, Department of Revenue Service, Department of Workforce Division, Department of Justice will have their face? Everything is wrong. All the labor written for the software code, everything is vain, invalid, disqualified. Everything should be sealed and shut down because the law is wrong. Right? This is deadliest law because it directly inflicts pain on the human brain nerves. Can Pope Francis create new brain? No, right? So he should not have created this crime. So he has to pay the price. So that's all pretty much it from this particular session. My dear fellow man, can take care. Bye for now. Have a good day.